so I expect a touchdown out of him at least. Andy Dalton's, they're playing at home, I believe, so I'm giving it to the Cincinnati Bengals.
With the Bengals sitting at 2-4, this is a must-win if it's going to save their season. So I would say for them and being at home as well, it's a huge must-win. So I'm picking Cincinnati huge in this one. Redskins travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. Redskins are undefeated at home, so away from home so far. They're a 1-point favorite, so it really is a toss-up game of who you got. It's pretty much a matter for me of what quarterback you're more confident in. And Stafford's had a pretty good season so far. He's top 5 in all categories statistically. So for me, I like the Lions at home over the Redskins.
I agree. Stafford has been consistent throughout this whole season and throughout his whole career. Kirk Cousins has been up and down this season, so you don't know if it's going to be good Kirk or bad Kirk. So I'm going to give it to Detroit Lions at home as well.
Jack Del Rio heads to Jacksonville for the first time in quite some time as he leads the Raiders in taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Raiders are sitting at 4-2. The Jaguars are at 2-3. Jacksonville is a 2-point favorite due to home field. Who you got in this one, Tom?
This is a must-win for Oakland as well. And I'm going to go with Oakland because of, as I keep on saying this, Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. And Murray on running back. They are a triple threat towards any defense, especially towards Jacksonville, who is still a weak team, but not as weak as they were. So I expect this one to be a close one, but I'm choosing Oakland.
Yeah, look, the Raiders are 3-0 away from their stadium, and for good reason, too. They have the quarterback, they have the wide receiver combination. It's just a matter of how good their running game is going to be. Latavius Murray is going to be out, so DeAndre Washington's going to take a lot of the touches away for this game. We'll see how it goes. I like the Raiders to go to 4-0 away from home. Ravens, in a must-win situation, 3-3, taking on the Jets, who've just been horrific this season. Fitzpatrick's bench, so that means that former second-round pick Geno Smith is going to be taking the starting position at quarterback for the Jets. It's a 2.5-point favorite for the Jets. Who you got in this one, Tom?
This is a toss-up. When it comes to the Ravens, if they're losing in the first half and then they actually, if they make their adjustments, they are usually the best team in the second half. But when it comes to the Jets, it's who's on point. If Darrelle Revis actually can cover the best wide receiver, and if Geno Smith, who will be starting tonight to Ryan Fitzpatrick, whether he's going to be a good quarterback and hit Brandon Marshall for a long game. So I'm actually going to stick with the Ravens on this one.
Look, I like the Ravens too. I think the Jets have just been absolutely odd. I mean, we'll see how Geno Smith does. I mean, he's a quarterback that can throw and has the ability to run. His accuracy has been questioned at this level in comparison to how he was at West Virginia. But I still like the Ravens overall team a little bit better, even away from home. So picking the Ravens in this one. In what we call Toilet Bowl game of the week, we have the Buccaneers and the 49ers. Two terrible teams. A lot of turnovers are probably going to be happening in this one, so if you have either defense, I'd recommend it. I would never start either quarterback in this one, whether it be Winston or whoever starts for the 49ers. It's a 1-point favorite for San Francisco. Who you got, Tom?
Well, it's Colin Kaepernick. He's at home. He had a bad loss last week, so I'm expecting him to turn it around, and I'm going to stick San Francisco on this one.
Yeah, it's a toss-up game, as you mentioned, and honestly, for me, I like Kaepernick, and I like the way that he led the team against Buffalo for some time, but Buffalo was just a much better team overall. It wasn't his fault that they lost by 30. So I'm going to pick the Niners to beat the Buccaneers in this one as well. The Chargers and the Falcons, two offenses that have been phenomenal thus far. Phillip Rivers leading the Chargers and Matt Ryan having an MVP-type season with the Falcons so far. I expect this one to be a pretty high-scoring game, so if you have some fantasy players on either roster, I'd recommend starting them for this game for sure. Atlanta's a 5-point favorite in the Dome. Who you got, Tom?
I got Atlanta. The way that Matt Ryan's been playing this year, and Julio Jones, who's been open for him pretty much every single time, I'm giving it to Atlanta, no doubt. Yeah,
Atlanta huge in this one. I think Matt Ryan's going to have a phenomenal game. There's a possibility that Julio Jones is going to go for another 300-yard game the way the Chargers secondary's been this season. In the game of the week, I would say the Patriots take on the Steelers, but no Big Ben. That's going to be the tough one. in this game. The Patriots have been rolling thus far since Tom Brady's coming back. Does New England keep the winning streak going?
Yes, they do. Landry is a decent quarterback, but he's not an elite-style quarterback unless he proves it tonight against the New England defense. Tom Brady, who is, the best of the best right now in the past couple of seasons, is going up against the Steelers defense that has been at best par, if not a little bit better than they were last year, but I don't think it compares to the Steel Curtain at all, so I'm still going to go Patriots.
Yeah, look, no Big Ben. I would have picked them to upset the Patriots at home had he been healthy, considering he's not. It's a pretty easy one for me going with the Patriots in this one. In the Sunday night game, you're looking at two NFC West opponents down in Glendale, Arizona, as the Cardinals host the Seahawks. Arizona's a 1-point favorite. It is a must-win for the Cardinals. Do they win this one at home?
That is a huge call. I would say no. I'm going with Seattle on this one. Bruce Arians has had some trouble this year, and so is Carson Palmer, who is, I feel, still a little bit injured. So if Russell Wilson can run like he does out of the pocket, I feel like Seattle will be able to get a win on the road.
Yeah, look, I like Seattle in this one as well. The Cardinals have just had a lot of inconsistencies at home. 500 record, 2-2 thus far. They just have not had the ability to close out games when they need to. And if you leave the door open, Seattle's going to take care of it with Russell Wilson and his ability to scramble in the pocket. So I'm picking the Seahawks in this one. And then finally, the Monday night game, you have the Texans and Broncos. Brock Osweiler taking on his former team at Mile High, Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Both teams are 4-2. Texans haven't won a game on the road all season, though. So do they win their first one here?
I don't think so. I might actually stick with the Broncos. They know Brock Osweiler. They know his tendencies as quarterback, so I feel like they're going to exploit that. And I can see the Denver Broncos picking off Brock at least 2 times, so I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one. Yeah,
look, Denver knows him really well, and he's been probably one of the worst quarterbacks so far this season. It's just that he has a stellar all-star defense, just like his former team in Denver, which is why they've won so many games, in my opinion. That being said, like I said, they're 0-2 on the road. Broncos have been really good at home, holding the opponents to a pretty good percentage, points per game at Mile High. It'll be a close one for sure. I don't think it's going to be a blowout game either way offensively. So it's going to come down to grinding out defense and who stops who the most, and I'm picking the Broncos in this one. Going over Thursday night's game, your Packers, Tom, defeat the Bears 26-10. Packers move up to 4-2, pretty impressive. However, they did lose Eddie Lacy for the season with an ankle injury. So he lost before the game anyway, so it wasn't during the game. That being said, what does that mean for the Packers moving forward, Tom, with Lacy being out?
Well, what this means is just that the wide receiver core just needs to step up. Rukowski, who is their fullback, needs to step up and block for Montgomery, who will be taking most of the running back snaps. Ty Montgomery is a wide receiver, but he used to play running back when he was in college. Aaron Rodgers needs to continue being the best that he can be and keep on drinking that scotch and wearing the dude's clothing, apparently, because that's working out for him. But all in all, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to say the same thing like he did last year and the year before that, RELAX, relax. So I'm going to keep it with Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully he's the best that he can be.
Yeah, look, I mean, he has struggled a lot throughout the season, so there's a lot of questions going into that, whether or not he can lead this team at this point in his career. I get it. At a certain point, quarterbacks do drop off, and it is amazing to see how much he has regressed this season, especially throwing interceptions at home, something that he rarely does. So for the Packers, yeah, it's going to require a lot of cohesion from their offensive unit, particularly in the wide receiving core, for them to take the load off Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Their running game is going to have to step up in some way, shape, or form to balance out that offense, or otherwise it's going to be pretty easy to stop because it's not the Patriots type offense where you have two tight ends on opposite ends of the field. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about college football and the upset that was Ohio State going down. Pretty impressive stuff with Penn State, and along with other scores from around the league, around the college football world. So we'll talk about that after the break. So here we got some music here. Let's see, what do we got? We got Changing Me, Bobby Green, Sean Michael Murray on the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stone and Tom Crane on Spreaker Radio.
Black cars take me far, but don't take me
And welcome back.